Hello and welcome to our video. It's your host, O219, or Ultimate Gamer 19,000. I'm here today to present to you all the brand new 2024 Bard. Here I'll be explaining all of its new features, and overall, did I think they did a good job. Before this video starts, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Doing any of those three things, including sharing, just massively helps my channel. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So this new Bard is very, very broken. I'm not gonna lie to you. The 10th level feature is the most broken feature I've seen in all of D&D, and I am not joking with you. Now, I'm not familiar in any system past 5e, so I don't know about 4 or 3 or whatever, but the 10th level feature is now broken as hell. But before we get into that, let's just get right into Bardic Inspiration. So now Bardic Inspiration has gotten some pretty good changes. Creatures granted Bardic Inspiration now have an hour to use instead of 10 minutes. Good. Bardic Inspiration can now be rolled after a creature fails a d20 test, which is really, really nice. I mean, back then you used to roll the Bardic Inspiration just in case. But now it's like if your DM says, "Oh, you fail Bardic Inspiration," then maybe potentially you can succeed on it. And also I feel like this now gives you some like foresight because now if like, cause like now if you like roll a 5 or something, and because maybe if like a check was really low. And you roll like a 10, you're like, oh, I'm choosing my Bardic Inspiration because it's probably gonna be higher. But you still succeed on the 10, you're like, oh, good thing I didn't waste it. Like overall, I just think that's a really good change. I know for some weird scenarios that might like I'm guessing if there's like degrees of success, which I mean I feel like if there's degrees of success to a check, I would allow my player to still roll it. I would tell them you do succeed, but you can succeed better. So if you want to, you can add on the Bardic Inspiration, and then at then I'll just allow them to do that. But yeah, also now Bardic Inspiration can now be granted to a creature who can hear or see you. Okay, so you no longer have to see them, I guess. So now if they can just hear you or see you, so I guess like this is for like if one of your allies goes invisible, now like you can just say, "Oh, the rogue, I hope you do good," and then boom, they just gain Bardic Inspiration. Overall, good changes. I love all of them. I do wish them coming back on a short rest was moved up a little, moved down a little, but yeah, you can't win. Now at level 5, now at level 2, we gain expertise at level 2 instead of level 3. They should get them at level 1 like rogues do, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happier we get them earlier. But we do lose Song of Rest, which I see a lot of people like saying, "Oh yeah, Song of Rest sucks." It's not, because here's the thing: Song of the Rest. It's never it was one of those features where it's like, if you lose it, you don't really care. But having it is always gonna be nice. So losing it is a little bit bad. But I mean, the 10th level feature, honestly, they could honestly remove expertise, font of inspiration, and counter charm, and thanks to the 10th level feature, you'd still just be broken, in my opinion. Because that 10th level feature is just so unbelievably broken. So, losing Song of the Rest suck, but getting expertise earlier is nice. Now, for your subclasses, which I will not be going over, make sure to check tomorrow's video if you want me to see, if you want to see me go over all of that. Now we get Font of Inspiration. You can now expend the spell slot to regain one use of your Bardic Inspiration. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, I definitely feel like at lower levels, some Bard spells are like pretty bad. So I mean, if you do have any left, I mean, also for Valor Bards. I mean, I guess if you're like a Valor Bard or like a really multi-classed character, I mean, yeah. Or I think Font of Inspiration is a good feature. I mean, you still can regain the Bardic Inspirations on a short rest, so do not worry, that is still there. So yeah, overall, I think Font of Inspiration is pretty nice. Dance bards. Now, dance bards want to blow through their bardic inspirations really quickly. So now having that is actually really nice because dance bards. The only way you can make more than one attack on your turn as a dance bard is by using your bardic inspiration. So getting that back on a short rest or wasting a spell slot is really nice. Actually, I'm gonna check the feature to see if it's tied to any sort of action. Um, no, it's yeah, straight up. It's just yeah. Okay, so yeah, so you choose when you want to expand the bardic. Yeah, it's actually really nice. No action too. So assuming College of Dance Bards will be using that very consistently. Now we have Counter Charm. Now Counter Charm is a reaction, and you use it basically after a creature fails a saving throw, being charmed or threatened. It's now a 7th level feature as well, but it didn't gain a pretty massive buff, so I'm still assuming it's like the same feature because it's not listed here. So overall, Counter Charm is, I mean, either ways, Counter Charm was never like a good feature, but now I guess it's more useful. Now we have expertises. They are now granted at level 9 instead of 10. Again, you gain more expertises at level 9. Now, we get to magical secrets. The most broken feature in all of D&D. This basically allows your bard, when they level up or play spells, to pick spells from 3 additional spell lists. So now, as a bard, when you level up past level 10, you now choose from 4 spell lists for your spells. 4 full caster spell list. You can now choose from cleric, druid, and wizard spell list in addition to the bards when you level up. Holy hell, that is broken. That is the most disgustingly broken feature I've ever seen in my life. Wow, I really feel bad for wizards now. Oh, what? That's disgusting, man. Ew, bro. Just ew. I mean, as a cleric, you can, I mean, because, let's just pull up their spell list. I know I am missing, I mean, some of the new spells aren't, I know there is one spell that really interests me, because I think it's, I don't know, I think it's like Yalargi's Radiance or something? I don't know. I know that the new, like, Conquest Paladins get, I think. Um, Basically, it's just if you get near someone, they have to make a saving throw or be knocked prone and take some damage. And it really reminds me of that one scene in Jujutsu Kaisen where Gojo's coming up to like the wood curse spirit, and the wood curse spirit is just getting just like pushed into the wall by his affinity. And it just really reminded me of that scene. Just wanted to mention that. So I mean, yeah, let's just pull up these spell lists. So the wizard spell list, I mean, I think needs no introduction. I mean, you can now get you can now just get so many things. Meteor Swarm. As a bard, you can now drop a Meteor Swarm on someone. I mean, you can now stop time. I mean, it's just anti magic field. Did bards get that? No. So now you can get anti magic field, which is beyond. I mean, they had to get. Yeah, they got dominate monster. I'm not surprised. I mean, powered. Did they get powered stuff? They did. No. I mean, overall, there's just even at then there's just so many good spells here. I mean, Crown of Stars. This for melee characters. This is really powerful. Draconic Transformation. This is more of a fun spell than anything, but still cool. I mean, Force Cage, Finger of Death, Mordecai. No bards that get that. Plane Shift. Ooh, wait, did the bards get? No, they didn't. You can now plane shift an enemy. Reverse Gravity. Sorry. Simulacrum, teleport, getting all that cool stuff. Chain lightning, contingency, create undead, disintegrate. Oh my, there's just so much good spells here, man. You already got mass suggestion. Also, you can now gain Tensor's transformation or Tasha's otherworldly guise, which is cool. Soul cage. I mean, yeah, there's just so much good stuff here. I mean, level 5, Cloud Kill, all like the conjure spells now, all of like the summon spells too. I mean, you can still get Steal and Strike, so if you're like a Valor Bard, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, overall, that's just the Wizard spell list. Any really nice ones we get from the Druid spell list? Do they? Or can we? I mean, Bards never got Earthquake, so now you can just do a Tsunami. I'm assuming Bards didn't get Tsunami. Nope, they did it. I mean, yeah, Firestorm. I mean, yeah, there's just so many. I mean, Heal, Heroes. Wait, did Bard didn't get Heroes Feast? Oh no, they did optionally because of Tasha's. But if you're not using Tasha's, you now do. Wow, there's just I mean, so many good ones here. Oh, now you gain I mean, you now gain. Can Bard scry? They could. Okay, so I mean, Greater Restoration. Oh, you can now take Revivify. Yeah, you can now take all of. Oh yeah, you can take. You can take True Resurrection. Oh, you can take True Resurrection now. And for the Cleric spell list, I mean, Mass Heal, Powered Heal, those just good spells. And again, Anti-Magic Feud now. One spell I really want to mention is Holy Weapon. I mean, Holy Weapon is just so good. Bards already wanted to pick this up, and now they just can. Mass Cure Wounds, Planar Binding, Raise Head. I mean, again, all you gain just all of the summon spells. Granted, you do have to choose these spells when you get new spells prepared, but still, it's just so many of these spells are just so game-breakingly powerful. And also, the lower level spells that I'm not mentioning here. Let me pull them up again. Fireball. You can now fireball someone. You can now shield. Like low level. Like I mean shield. Did bards get absorb elements? Well, they do now. So you can absorb elements. I mean, there's just so much. Find familiar. You can pick that up. Animate dead. Bestow curse. I mean, no, they already got bestow curse. However, there's so much good stuff here. It's like, damn. Oh, you can now get Spirit Shroud, which has, yeah, because bards didn't get this. I mean, there's one thing I really do have to mention here. It depends on how your table feels about spells. Because when I feel like when people talk about using older content, they never talk about how when it comes to spells, it's so weird. Like some classes depend on Tasha's for having good spells. The Bard was a massive choice of this. Okay, actually, I think I'll save that for later. That whole rant, because I was about to go into a very long rant. But I think for near the end of the video, I will kind of explain more how this feature is very good, but there are definitely some nuances that I feel like have to be, or some status quo that have to be determined for that. Now we get a superior inspiration. Now we get this at level 18 instead of 20, and we can now regain back to up to 2 uses of bardic inspiration instead of 1. Yeah, this is our old capstone feature is now level 18 feature, and it's been buffed. I mean, what's not to love? At level 19, you get your epic boon, which again, epic boons are very powerful. And then at level 20, you gain words of creation. You always have powered heal and powered kill prepared, and they can now target a second creature. Powered kill has been greatly buffed. If a creature has over, I think, 100 HP, they now take like 12d10 psychic damage or 12d12. No saving throw, they just take the damage. So now you can now have a twinned powered kill and powered heal, which is very powerful. I mean, also, oh yeah, bards did get both of those spells, so now just always having them prepared. And also, if you don't know powered heal, it basically they gain all their hit points are lose charmed, frightened, paralyzed, or stunned, and also this now affects undeads and constructs. And also if the creature is prone, it stands up, using its reaction. Overall, just very good. Now, what are my final thoughts on the Bard? Overall, it is very, and I mean very solid. I mean, yeah, there's just not much here. There's not much like to talk about. I mean, everything I want to say I've already talked about. I feel Bard inspiration changes are good. Losing Song to Rest does suck, but I live with it. I won't be going over College of Dance Bards this video because this subclass is so weird that I think I should save it for like the build guide because it's weird. Fun inspiration better. Counter Charm, better. Expertise, better. Magical Secrets, beyond broken. Superior Inspiration, good. It just got pure buffs, no nerfs. So, if you don't care, if you just wanted an overview of what the new Bard does, you can click off. But if you want to hear me ramble a little bit about Magical Secrets and how the wizard has been getting robbed, stick. Yeah, Magical Secrets, I mean, I feel like one big kind of asterisk is how your table treats spells, because I can understand not using using old subclasses, but when it comes to spells, because I feel like a lot of people are kind of grouping in spells, feats, and subclasses. Stop grouping them in, because spells are so different than like a subclass, for example. Because you only gain one subclass per character unless you're multiclassing, right? But now it's like you gain multiple spells. So it's like, are all the spells in Tasha that made so many characters viable, or made so many, or made like rangers, or the spells in Xanathars? Because we honestly, there has been like no YouTube video that's released every single spell in the player's handbook because there's just so many that's like people have gone over like the new changes. But I highly doubt that every single spell in Tasha's or in all of D&D is in this new book. I very much doubt that. I mean, I'm assuming every spell in the player's handbook is gonna be here, but the player's handbook Bard was very bad. I mean, their spell list was very lackluster until you got magical secrets, which I mean, and if they have this same spell, I mean, I do now know that bards do not have a good blasting cantrip, which is nice, because holy hell, they never did, but even at then, they don't really have anything good damaging wise. That's not. Um, let's go to the core bard spell list. This is everything from like, man, look, I mean, Dissonant Whispers. I mean, you see, there's not much like offensive they have. Silvery Barbs is probably not going to be in there. Tasha's Hideous Laughter can be powerful, but like, I mean, all you're gonna be doing is Tasha's Hideous Laughter? Level 2, you don't really gain much. Cloud of Daggers can be nice. Heat Metal, Hold Person, those can be good. Lesser Restoration, but again, none of these spells are really like big centerpiece spells. Shatter is cool, but again, like when you compare it to like every other class that can be like doing super cool stuff, and like even at level 3, which is a massive level for spells, you don't really gain much. At level 4, again, if you look here, I mean, no, this is still level 3 spells. What the? I mean, you Charm Monster, D-Door, Great Invisibility, Polymorph, they're cool. Remnant Psychic Lance is cool, but again, this spell wasn't in players' hand. Yeah, this is Fizz Bands. I highly doubt this is coming in. These are cool spells, but again, there's nothing damage wise. And at level 5, I mean, now you get anime objects, some cool stuff here. But still, even at the end of the day, you don't really get much when it comes to damage. And overall, it's just if that mistake is still repeated, then I feel like you're gonna be playing a bard that has little to no bard spells because you can retrain your spells. So if you're a bard, once they reach level 10, you're rarely ever gonna be casting bard spells unless if the stuff in Tasha's is allowed or in the stuff in other players' book is allowed because like I mean, because playing a bard without Tasha's, without fizz bands, without what's that one without Strixhaven, without any source books, is very challenging because the bard spell list sucked. So now it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, depending on how spells work, it's gonna be a lot worse. And also, even for stuff like Druid, I mean, I don't remember the Druid spell list being all that like really powerful. I mean, it is good, but again, on level 3, they get Con. Okay, no, they always had Contra Animals. I retake that statement. But when you looked out of the spell list, a lot of people believed that the Bard was the worst class in the game back when the 2014 Player's Handbook came out. Of course, the Monks existed, and Ranger, which were just god awful. But still, I mean, their point still stood. It was very bad. So now, are we gonna go back to the time where if you're not a level 10 bard, are you just kind of useless for your party? And that really comes down to what spells get allowed. And overall, I feel like this issue can be very easily resolved if your table just allows any spell from any book. And overall, I feel like that's a lot, and I feel like that's a lot less of a bigger allowance than allowing a node subclass, in my opinion. Like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, pick any spell from Tasha's or whatever. Like, still, I don't care. But like allowing subclass, that may be like a bigger ask, or an old feat can be a bigger ask. So yeah, overall, I just think it's very. I think Magical Secrets may be one of those features. Like, yeah, you're playing an underpowered spellcaster until you get this feature. Then you're just broken. Which I just. Because the thing is, as a metamancer, as someone that likes to build strong characters, I like my characters to be strong for their whole career. And since I don't really know what the spell list for the bard is going to be looking like, I have an idea, of course, but it kind of worries me where it's like playing a bard until level 10 probably is not going to be much fun. I mean, unless you take like one of the subclasses that completely rework the bard, then yeah, you're probably going to be having a ton of fun, but I don't know, it's very weird, and I really do hope that the bard spell list where we have it now is just better, because I do hope the bard just gains new spells. Like, I hope they gain more damaging stuff. Yeah, it's just overall, I feel like the bards are in a really weird position, and they kind of always have been in a weird position. And I don't really feel like this changes it without really, because I really need to see a spell list. With the sorcerer, I didn't have to see the spell list because the features were just so obscenely broken. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is gonna be broken. But with the bard, it's major. The biggest issue with the bard was its spell list just being really bad. But now it's like it has a really good spell list, but at level 10. And most campaigns in like at level 12 ish. So I don't know. I feel like that's just something I noticed. I mean, for some of you, like I guess for people that have the player's handbook, they know how if the bard's gonna be throwing up. Well, again, I still haven't really done like much research into like making bards, which I will be tomorrow's video, so I should probably start doing that. Well, I haven't been doing research. Like I don't have the amount of knowledge I would have to like know to make like a broken bard build. I do know like taking a level of warlock and paladin for melee bards. That's probably gonna be your best option. Even though Paladin is poorly designed cards. Oh, I will be releasing a video on my homebrew fix for Paladin. So if you felt like the version of Paladins that was presented was really bad and are kind of tired of people complaining and not giving any solutions, well, then my video of the new Paladin will probably be out in a couple weeks. I'm expecting anytime soon. But yeah, it is coming. It is in the works. So that can be interesting. But yeah, I feel like aside from that, oh, I did not want to talk about. I feel really bad for the Wizards. I feel like Wizards are getting majorly stumped here. I mean, Bard's just getting the whole Wizard spell list. It's just, because in my opinion, if you believe that the Wizard was the strongest class in D&D, the Sorcerer is now the strongest class in D&D, bear none. It is now obscenely broken. I mean, what other class, can quicken and twin banishment? Like it's very powerful. I mean, being able to just quicken twin banishment or twin fly if you're a draconic sorcerer. Yeah, twin spell did get a nerf, but don't think it's still not a must pick option. If you're taking banishment, hold person, or any of those type of spells that increase if you upcast them, you're taking twin spell. Because now, as a wizard, you can now have detect magic prepared. I mean, but now with the new ritual caster feat, everyone can now ritually cast spells. So I mean, like at the end of the day, I just feel like the wizard, everything else got so many toys that the wizard barely got any toys, and you're really feeling it. I mean, the sorcerers now gain more spells, and also like their meta magics, and their sorcerer incarnation is just so beyond broken. I mean, Sorcerer's Incarnation, being able to increase your spell save DC and have advantage on any spell attack roll. I mean, now, if you're a sorcerer and just take one level of one level of warlock, you're not just gonna be the ultimate. You're gonna be able to like twin banishment and then just eldritch blast the living hell out of whoever's remaining. All your eldritch blast have advantage and add your charisma modifier because now you get eldritch invocations at level 1. There's just so much synergy there, and you're just gonna be tearing through enemies, and we're just sending them to different planes of existence. I mean, now, yeah, as a wizard, yeah, you have the utility, but at the end of the day, how useful is that utility when in combat you're just getting outdone? Like, might as well play a rogue at that point. If the wizard's only saving grace is that, or the wizard's only argument for it being better than a sorcerer is, oh, I have utility. Yeah, everyone can bring utility to the table. Especially law marshals can now bring a form of utility. Now, don't get me wrong, the wizard is still very powerful, it's still very good, don't get me wrong, but the sorcerer, and I feel like bard in certain ways, are now just straight better. Which is interesting, because I like sorcerers more. So I do like that the fact they're better, but I feel like the wizard is now kind of not the best anymore, which is really interesting. And I feel like some people are definitely coping and saying the wizard's still better. I I think the ship sailed, buddy. Think you gotta let it go. But yeah, that's been me, OT19. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, OT19 signing out. Peace.